Well, hey there, it's Miriam Schulman here, and welcome to today's live stream. It's raining cats and dogs, and it actually is raining cats and dogs here in New York, and it's actually National Cat Day. Can you believe it? So let me know in the comments, cat person or dog person? Let me know, and that way I can make sure that you can hear me. All right, I'm getting a thumbs up from Anna that the audio is good, which is great. So I'm going to just switch this to a different presentation mode, and I'm going to move on over to today's talk. So let's celebrate the pets in art. What we're doing today is we are talking about famous paintings in art history by art. Famous paintings, or I should say not famous paintings, but paintings by famous artists of cats and dogs to give you lots of inspiration. Here's how to know if you're in the right place. You're a dog person or a crazy cat lady like me. Maybe your friends keep asking, do you paint pets? So whether you've never tried painting a dog or you already are a seasoned pro, either way, you're going to walk away inspired. By the way, there will be nothing for sale today, nothing zip nada. I will be giving you links for more free training. So if you stay until the end, you'll learn how to sign up for my new free series, Painting Pets with Passion. It's a 4-part video series, 100% free, and it'll get you started drawing and painting cats and dogs. So here is what you are going to learn. We're going to get inspired by the dogs and cats in art history, what we can learn from our pets about how to be better artists, and how to become a better pet painter by loosening up and enjoying the process. So real quick, just in case we haven't met, I'm Miriam Schulman, and I've been a professional artist for about 20 years. I'm founder of The Inspiration Place, which is where I teach people how to paint in watercolor and mixed media. And I also have a podcast also called The Inspiration Place. Plus, there's the free Facebook group called The Inspiration Place. I'm broadcasting in there right now live. If you're not in there, we would love to have you in here. Go to schulmanart.com/group or just search The Inspiration Place over on Facebook. Okay, so I want to hear from you. Which best describes you? A dog person, a cat lady, an animal lover? Share with me in the comments. You can share A, B, C, whatever you want. And I want to give a few people some shout outs. Okay, so MJ is a dog person. And hey, Brenda from Florida. There's a little delay between when I say something and then you hear me. So by the time you post it, it's like in my time, it's a few minutes later. So never think I'm ignoring you. I probably just haven't seen your comment yet. Yeah, now I'm seeing a lot of comments come in. Paula's into cats. And then I can't see, by the way, everybody's name. So Anna, could you do me a favor and in the comments, let people know the link. I think it's schulmanart.com/comment, but if you could give the link in there. If you're on Facebook, there's a privacy mode, so I can't see everybody's name unless you give StreamYard, the name of the platform I'm using today to stream, permission to move forward. Okay, I see Linda is a dog person. Wait a minute. Okay, so perfect. All right, I'm going to keep on going. So let me move this back this way. And I'm going to keep going. All right. So I can go on all day about dogs and cats and art, but today we're going to focus on some art history about it. So specifically, I'm going to focus on greyhounds as well as a mixture of other breeds, as well as some cat paintings. So the greyhound is the only breed of dog that appears in art unchanged from nearly 5,000 years ago to the present. So that's why I'm going to mention a lot of greyhound, because that is one of the oldest breeds that we have records of appearing in art. It's clearly one of the oldest breeds of dogs. Greyhounds are very personable, and social dogs, they have huge hearts, not just an emotional heart, but they actually have an extra large pumping heart, which I believe makes them better for chasing. That's why they're good for races. So because of their anatomy, greyhounds have very funny poses and make for interesting art. By the way, if you have a greyhound, let me know in the chat box. I'd love to hear from you. When they sit, their chest always bottoms out and their hind legs are up in the air. They are leaners. They express affection by leaning against the person whom they want to relate to. By the way, Great Danes do this as well. I was walking around my neighborhood and a woman with her Great Dane came and the Great Dane leaned against my leg. So anyway, this greyhound here is known to have saved the life of the Duke Richmond during a boar hunt. And that's what this painting depicts. It's hard to know which came first, the greyhound or the concept of elegance, because people began to dress and look like their dogs. Look at the elegant man's stockings and his crossed legs. So mimics the look of a greyhound. Dogs began to be bred in order to look like their owners. All dogs love their masters, and any dog is adorable. And this is an art piece by me of a commission painting of a girl with her dog. So I don't have a dog right now. I have a cat. We like to do cat therapy in my family. Both of my college age kids are home. And whenever we get a chance, we go seek out our cat and we go pet the cat because it's so soothing. I don't know if anybody else can relate to the soothingness of a cat. Now, I did have a dog growing up. This is the blurry picture my mother sent me. I'm not sure if the picture is actually blurry or she just couldn't figure out how to take a picture of it with her phone and send it to me. He was a mutt. He was a mixture of a black lab and a German shepherd. And I remember picking him out. We definitely, well, let me tell you the story. So initially we had chosen a different puppy. And then what happened was the puppy we first picked out went to sleep after eating. And so then we decided, well, maybe we wanted a more rambunctious puppy. And that was a bit of a mistake. I still remember the disastrous Halloween. So we're coming up to Halloween in a few days. But I remember what happened when that puppy got loose in the house and chewed up all the pumpkins and got sick on the pumpkins. And she may not have been fully housebroken at that time either. Anyway, we get very attached to our pets and very sad when they pass. Now, if you go to the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York, no matter which gallery you walk through, you can usually find a dog. Dogs have played an important part throughout history and an importance in art. So this artist, Sacetta, spread out his procession so that he had room to showcase the dog. So you see there's a orange dog in the front, and there's another dog 1/3 of the way to the end of the painting. There's actually two dogs you can see in this painting. I love this sculpture that's also in the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It's called Howling Canine because he sort of represents how we all feel. Well, how we feel at a very long week, but maybe how we're feeling right now during this pandemic. So if we were dogs, we would probably howl like this one. Now, if you walk down the streets in New York, you're going to see an astounding parade of dogs. Big dogs, small dogs, rescue dogs, purebred, some dressed up, some just walking around with a leash or in a stroller. The dogs add psychology to the work of art. This painting is quite a wonderful study of a woman and her dog who are clearly very comfortable together. And I'm just going to peek in the comments because I've been chatting for a long time. I want to know what you guys think of the art that I've been sharing so far. Have you been inspired by the art? Do you want me to keep on going? Let me know what you think. Does it inspire you to start painting more portraits of pets? Let me hear from you in the comments. And of course, there's a little delay. So I'm going to peek back a moment again and see what you have to say. But also, if you're enjoying what I'm sharing so far, click the like button or the I just realized you can't see me because I'm like making symbols with my hand. So either click the thumbs up or click the heart on today's live stream and let me know and let Facebook know that you're really enjoying today's presentation. Okay, thanks so much for that. I see those hearts and those thumbs up. So let me just switch on back to what we're doing today. Okay, so this woman is in Eakin's painting. So the woman, you can see she looks a little bit forlorn. And you can see how the artist kind of has the dog looking a little forlorn as well. And what I want to point out to you is that with art, the artist has a lot of choices. It's not just, oh, this is what the dog and the dog and the woman look like, and this is what I'm painting. I mean, he could have said smile, you know. He also could have chosen a different pose for the dog. I'm sure the woman and the dog were coming and going. So when you see something like this, just know these are deliberate choices that the artist is making. Everything in the paintings are usually deliberate. Even look at her shoe. She has a red sock on. So that is a deliberate choice as well. So we can dive into the psychology of what a red sock might mean on this Victorian woman. I'm going to leave that for another time and another discussion. All right, dogs also remind us that we can't control every situation. So look at the dog carefully in this painting. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make sure you can see it. And I'm going to advance to a detail. So you see this dog? He's peeing on the column. So dogs remind us of human emotions. Every dog has its day, but as a crazy cat lady, I want to show our feline some love today as well. So this is a painting by Louis Wain. It's called The Bachelor's Party, all with cats. I love the way the Bachelor is old Tom, and we've got some cat sip or catnip bottles. A lot of personality in these cats. Louis Wain became super famous for his anthropomorphic portrayal of cats, and H.G. Wells remarked he invented a cat style, a cat society, and a whole cat world. Franz Marc's paintings of cats illustrate the animals in their natural state of sleeping or grooming. For him, animals were the ideal symbol of purity, truth, and beauty. And this painting is from 1912. This artwork shows Hiroshige's close observation of a house cat, and it's depicted in a very bold, minimalist manner. This is Suzanne Valadon Rameau from 1920. She was known for her strong composition and vibrant colors. She was also a cat lover and often painted her cats, especially her favorite cat, Rameau. Cats often helped emphasize the fantastic. In Chagall's paintings, they play a major part of the work. This is a great painting that I think, Anna, you found this painting. Usually I've seen like cows floating or goats floating, but this is a big blue cat floating in the intimate view of this small world of a Jewish village. Picasso doesn't want to be left out of the cat party. Picasso actually loved cats. You will find lots of pictures of Picasso with cats. He painted at the start of World War II. This painting Picasso recalled about this cat. The subject obsessed me. I don't know why. He loved the bird struggling desperately to free itself from the tormentor's hold. So if you think about that, this was painted, like I said, at the beginning of World War II, 1939. So this certainly has some political connotations. I mean, he's saying he doesn't know why it obsessed him, but he knows why. This is definitely an example of an artist expressing his political views. Moving to the next slide. Okay, Min Zen was known for rejecting orthodox ideas in favor of an expressive and individualist style. This fat, happy cat exudes satisfaction, perhaps from eating a big meal. And here is a painting from 1860. Paintings of pets were popular with wealthy Victorian bourgeois. Henriette Ronner Knipp's many paintings of cats getting into mischief in domestic scenes proved to be favorites. So just point out a few things that I just want you to notice, that this is not just a painting of the cat, but it really also depicts a lot of things about the owner. You see a cigar in the ashtray, and the cigar is actually still lit, so you know that the owner is nearby. You see the dominoes. So these are showing signs of leisure, signs of wealth. The curtains in the background, the column in the background, the beautiful, probably mahogany table. So remember what I said earlier, everything that an artist includes in the painting is always a deliberate choice. So whenever you see things, it is fair to interpret that. Okay, Bart van der Leck was impressed by the classical Egyptian art in the Louvre, and he depicted this cat both from the side and in profile. I love how modern this cat looks. It's awesome. And this one is by Renoir. Manet's admiration for Renoir's talent convinced them to commission a portrait of their daughter, Julie, holding her pet kitten. So today, actually, a friend of mine from college reached out to me. She wanted to commission me to do a painting of her friend, and it's her friend's daughter holding a cat. So that is a very popular subject. Marguerite Girard focused on portraying scenes of intimate domestic life. Cat companionship is often an important part of the home experience. Pierre Bernard used distortion to create a humorous image of this cat arching its back. And I love this painting, Kyoshi Cats, suggested as 53 stations of the, oh my gosh, I can't say that, Tokaido in 1850. Love these cats. The Tokaido Road had stations along its route with stables, food, and lodgings for travelers. And Kuniyoshi decided to show these stations through cat puns, a fun spoof on popular Hiroshige depictions of the stations. So this iconic Theophile Stalin poster advertises a Parisian nightclub, which in its heyday was part of the artist salon, part of a rowdy music hall. For Koons, this piece of art is like a contemporary crucifixion, but it's also a cute little cat that's in a sock. And you can think of it as like a womb, feeling that sense of protection. And last but not least, here is Ebony, the Schulman art mascot and boss. Okay, so I also want to share art by my students, but I do want to take a break. I'm going to take a sip of water, but I also want to hear from you. And just let me know what you think of this so far. Yeah, somebody's complaining that this isn't in French, just in English. That's correct. I'm doing this in English. Sorry. Okay, so let me know what you think so far. Let me know if you're inspired. Who's excited to start painting cats and dogs now after seeing all those inspiring cat and dog paintings? Yeah? Give me a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'm going to keep on going. All right, I want to hear about your art experience. So let me know in the comments, are you a total newbie? Are you a dabbler, but you need to learn more? Are you an experienced hobbyist? Are you professional? Just let me know. And you don't have to type out the full words. You can just say A, B, C, or D. I'm going to just take a peek at what you are sharing. Okay, Sue says she's inspired. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to keep going because I don't want to wait for Facebook to catch up with what I'm saying while I'm waiting to see the comments pop in. But I promise you, I'm going to come back. Oh, here we go. Okay, so Linda's an experienced hobbyist. Sue also considers herself that. Amy is a dabbler but wants to learn more. Brenda considers herself an experienced hobbyist. And okay, so we have people from all over. Okay, and Paula, thank you for translating. I don't really speak enough French to know what our friend was saying. Okay, so we have some total newbies here, as well as dabblers, as well as experienced hobbyists. And Megan is actually professional. Good for you, Megan. All right, let's keep on moving. All right, what do you think is holding you back? For many people, and maybe it's you, it's perfectionism. Perfectionism is a dangerous habit and holds back many would-be artists from really enjoying the creative process, especially when it comes to painting their pets. Your dog is like your child. Of course, you want to paint your pet perfectly. And people who paint tightly and try to paint as realistically as possible, they actually love the way I paint loosely. And that's why some people, even if they paint for a while in a different medium, they'll come to me to learn to loosen up. I teach my students how to relax and bring that looseness into their artwork. When you loosen up the brush, you also loosen up in life. It's one of the wonderful things about making art. Now, I've just released a new video series, and yes, it's free, totally free. Nothing's for sale today. It's called Painting Pets with Passion. And here's what it covers. Why painting pets creates an art legacy. It covers 2 easy tutorials for drawing cats and dogs. We're talking circles and lines. So my friends who are total newbies, you can do this. And I will also be sharing the complete supply list for success with watercolor. So those who either are more experienced or curious, you'll be able to get that as well. That, by the way, comes out in video number 3. Now, it's only going to be available for a short time. So if you're listening to this when this comes out live right before Halloween, make sure you take advantage of it, because after November 18th, it's not going to be available anymore. So if you want to, go to schulmanart.com/pet-portraits. If you're watching this inside the Inspiration Place group in Facebook, Anna's going to pop that right into the chat box for you so that you can click on it and go over and sign up if you haven't already. If you already have, I would love to know in the chat box what you think of it so far. Okay, this video series is for you. If you've always wanted to paint your furry friend but don't know where to start, if your friends keep saying, hey, that's a nice landscape, do you paint pets? Or if you're thinking, I would love to be able to do that and have it look like my dog. Now, if you've never painted in watercolor before, this is not advanced stuff. Don't sweat it. I've got you covered as well. This is such a fun skill to master. Many of my students started off painting for pleasure and are now taking commissions. They've done paintings like this and this and this. If you have a furry friend of your own, or like many of us, maybe you've lost a beloved pet, or maybe you have a friend who has a pet and you want to paint their pet, this is a wonderful way to memorialize them. And if you're already thinking about what art to give as gifts for the holidays, give a pet portrait as a gift, and the level of gratitude will blow you away. All right, I'm going to get ready now to take your questions live. So enter them now, and Anna's going to help me corral all the questions we can. If I'm not answering your questions, come into the Inspiration Place Facebook group. That's schulmanart.com/group, or search for the Inspiration Place over on Facebook. All right, so let's see what questions we've got. Okay, let me just peek at the document. All right, I'm not seeing any yet, but that could be because there is a delay between when I let you know that there's questions and when you hear me and when I see your answer. Okay, so Vicky wants to know, do you teach only watercolor? So that's a great question, Vicky. So for the pet class, for the free series, I'm teaching drawing in charcoal for a cat and a dog, And I'm offering you some first steps really in watercolor, like what supplies to get. For my courses, I have a cat class and a dog class. It's not officially open for registration yet, but I can tell you a little bit about that. And in those classes, I focus primarily on the drawing and the painting portions are in watercolor. In the cat class, there is a demonstration in pastel, but there's only one. The primary focus of both classes are in watercolor. So great question. Okay. Paula says perfectionism is my issue. Yeah, Paula, you're not alone. And Care Ann says she needs to loosen up. Yeah, a lot of people want to loosen up. It's a great thing to lean into art, to learn how to relax. It releases stress. It's a beautiful thing. And what I just remembered is I do want to make sure everybody knows about the free series. So I'm going to just put that on top right now. So free pet series. Oops, I'm typing in the wrong place. Free pet series, schulmanart.com/videos. Here we go. So if you want those free classes, be sure you go to schulmanart.com/videos, and video number 1 will be sent to you immediately. Video number 2 is coming out on Monday, actually. And video number 3 is also coming out next week. So if you're in the US like I am, you might need that much needed distraction to focus on some art instead of the news. Just saying. Okay, let me just peek and see if there's any. I'm not seeing any live comments today, huh? You guys are a quiet group. So that's the only question. I'm going to give it a little longer. All right, here we go. Here is a question. Megan wants to know, how would you suggest starting to develop a loose pencil style when I'm used to very detailed? That is a great question, Megan. So first of all, you have to be comfortable with the idea that your art collectors actually would also be comfortable with it. So that's really the first step, is kind of like that mindset shift, which is that people are not looking for things that are photorealistic. They really are looking something that captures the spirit of their pet, the essence of the pet, and the less realistic it is, it feels more like artwork. So I think that mindset shift is going to help you more than anything else. Now, in terms of actually executing it, I would give yourself a timer and put on music. So the two things would both help you. First, putting on music to help you loosen up. And the second thing, giving yourself a time constraint so that you're not endlessly trying to perfect it. So those would the two practical things that I would share to do it. Okay, and I think I see, let's see. Linda wants to know, is there a certain brush you use for the fur? So Linda, I'm actually doing a master class, and the master class, you can, and if you could put this into the comments as well, I'm going to say it out loud for anyone who is not inside the Facebook group, schulmanart.com/masterclass. It's a bit early to sign up because it's not for a whole nother week. I'm going to be actually having choices of 4 different times. So hopefully there'll be something that works for your time zone or your work schedule or your whatever schedule. In that masterclass, I will be demonstrating a dog painting. So you can see how I do fur and see how I paint loosely. It's not about painting every hair. So it's not about using a special brush. It's, again, being comfortable with the idea that if you're capturing the spirit and the essence of your pet, that is what art collectors really want. They want to be able to look at the painting and say, yeah, that's my dog. Not, oh, yeah, there's the hairs. So I hope that helps you, Linda. Okay, so let me just put in onto the screen for the live masterclass. schulmanart.com/masterclass, and that will give the demonstration. So there you go. schulmanart.com/masterclass. There'll be 4 live classes. Every single one of them, I will be demonstrating live the dog painting, and you'll get to ask me questions while it's happening too. So great question. Okay, let me just see if there's any other questions. Okay. All right. I think I'm hitting everyone's questions. I'm going to go back to the comments. All right, we're going to give one more chance for comments, but I want to hear from you. Who is inspired to start painting dogs and cats now after everything we shared today? Let me know in the chat box what you think, or give me a thumbs up or a heart emoji. And just so you know, I will be going live here for the next 2 weeks, still talking about dogs and cats. So next week, I think it's going to be tips on capturing the essence of your pet. And then for the final one, I believe we're going to be doing a Q&A on watercolor. So if you want to mark your calendars, if this time works for you, 1 o'clock New York time, that's Eastern time here in the United States. There will be replays, of course, available. Anyone who's watching this in replay mode, thank you very much for watching. But if you want to join me live, that's how you get to ask me questions. Okay, so looks like we have answered all the questions. So I just want to thank everybody for joining me here today, and I will see you next time, next week. Make it a great one. Bye. And the broadcast.